No, Debbie, you had, and this was speech number 3 for her, which was get to the point. And I want to say that you nailed it. You did a great job. A couple of things that you did really good on are that you gave some very informative information and great tips that everybody can relate to. I'm not even a father yet, but I'm looking forward to it, and this information was very good to me because I was getting tips, and I'll be ready when the time comes, so I appreciate that. Like laundry, people can relate. Nobody in here likes to do laundry. Laundry is not very fun, so people can relate with that. And you seemed very confident up here. You showed literally no nervousness, which is really good for the third speech. And those are a couple of things that you did very well on. Now, a couple of things that I think that you can work on, two specific things, is one, when you're up here and you're up here in front of the or to the side of the lectern, which is great, you're using absolutely no notes. But when you read from the list, I think it's okay to read from a list if you don't have that memorized, but you don't have to apologize to the audience for it. I think you should just go ahead, step behind here, and just read through the list. The second thing I think you could work on was the title to your speech. And since this is get to the point, I figured instead of saying this, it was very great how you used humor, saying that you changed it from female to male so that the husbands can relate, and everybody laughed. And it was very good that you did use that. But instead of talking about changing the title of your speech, perhaps just come up with a title and then use the humor, because I think that was one of your biggest assets. Use the humor somewhere else in the introduction. So come up with a title and then use the humor to begin with a little bit later in the introduction. Now, I think your two biggest assets and your two biggest strengths on things you should work on with your speaking is your use of humor was unbelievable. I mean, I thought it was hilarious when you sat up here and you said, you recommend 3 words, and it is seek professional help. Everybody started dying laughing. That was great. The second thing is your stage presence is very good, very warm. Everybody can relate with you, and you seem very confident up here and relaxed. So I look forward to your next speech. You keep getting better every time. I think you're a very natural speaker with natural abilities, and look forward to your next speech. This time I'd like to invite our